Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. Today I'm reviewing the latest foundation from Makeup Forever, which I'm super excited about. It is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Undetectable Stay True Foundation. A lot of big claims on this one. As always, I will be showing you application before and after, how it wears throughout the day, how it looks in natural light. I've got a flash photo test, and I'm going to be wearing a mask for a good portion of the day, and this has some mask claims on it, so we'll put that to the test. And there will be timestamps down below, of course, if you'd like to skip ahead and you want to hear less of me talking. I won't be offended. If you enjoy this type of video, be sure to subscribe, but let's go ahead and get started. So right off the bat, I really love the packaging. I know that doesn't count for anything, but it counts for something, at least in my world. It's got kind of this rubberized top, and then you've got a pump in here looking a little bit more classically Makeup Forever. It's in a glass bottle, so you can kind of see your shade a little bit better. I picked up the shade 3N48, which what I love is they have the kind of equivalent shade on there, so it's equivalent to Y422. I've worn Y425 and Y415 in some of their other foundations. One thing I definitely noticed about this in swatching it in store and even speaking to the Sephora person is they said it pulls a little bit yellow, and I would agree, although I do have a Y shade. It does pull a little bit more yellow than what I'm used to. You do get a full fluid ounce in here, which is the average size of a foundation. Retails for $43 American, $55 Canadian. There's also a really beautiful brush that launched with this, but they didn't have it in store when I picked it up, so I won't be using that today. But I'm going to go ahead now and just prime my face because I feel like it works the best that way, and then we'll get into application. If you're curious, this is what the new HD Skin looks like next to the Y425 from the Matte Velvet, which is one of my favorite foundations, but I feel like you can see there's just a little more warmth in the new HD Skin. And I'm going to use a sponge today. I've used a brush with it before and I like that as well. And I've got some breakouts, so you'll see how it looks for coverage. The one thing I definitely noticed about this, which I often don't notice, and people are like, why didn't you mention it, is it has a scent, which I don't love. Not that I don't love the scent. I mean, I don't love the scent. It's kind of got this perfumey sort of scent to it, but yeah, so I guess I don't like the scent, but very contradictory statement. But I especially don't love it because Makeup Forever normally doesn't do that, and I notice it on application. I don't notice it throughout the day, but I definitely notice it on application. And I'm going to apply this full pump to my face. There's a lot of big claims on this foundation. So it says, for over 3 years, our worldwide collective makeup artists have been working to create the ideal HD Skin foundation. Ultimate second skin effect, high blur with undetectable finish, medium to full buildable coverage. I'll keep reading it, but I gotta also focus on applying it. Honestly, I think I like it with the brush more. One thing I noticed about this too is I definitely like it with a moisturizing primer underneath it as well. I'm going to use a brush on the other side. Ultimate flawless second skin effect. Oh, I already said that. High resistance on skin, 24-hour. It's a bit much. Long-lasting, waterproof, sweat-proof, mask-friendly, which I think is interesting. I feel like that's the first time I've seen that on a box. Like, I've seen a couple of other things that they do advertisements where they say it's mask friendly, but on a box I think that's kind of interesting. That's the world we live in now. True to skin shades co-created with our pros, enhances skin tones with a semi-matte yet luminous finish. That sounds appealing. No color oxidization throughout the day. Ideal for normal, combo, oily skin, non-comedogenic. So they're really saying that it does the most. And I have to go into the mall today. I've got to drop off, well, hopefully I'll drop off my laptop to the Apple Store and then probably do a little shopping. So I'll have my mask on for quite a bit of time, and I always get sweaty and overheated at the mall, so and then leave in a rage. But yeah, it definitely has a scent. I feel like you need to not necessarily work quickly, but I guess I'm used to foundations that are a little bit more liquidy. This is a bit of a thicker texture. It doesn't like dry down immediately, but that's why I like the I use the Laneige glowy makeup serum right before putting it on. This is also, I'm not going to do it today, but this is also the kind of foundation that I would like to use like a mist before. Not that you have to, but that's just my preference. Or like a kind of a hydrating spray. So I think you can see it definitely has kind of a natural matte finish. There's a little bit of sheen to my skin, but not a lot. When it comes to Undetectable, it's the kind of foundation, again, that I feel like kind of with these more makeup artist focused brands, that it's more so undetectable on camera, in photos. In person, I feel like because the finish is on the more natural matte side, it does kind of look like I have makeup on. Not a lot, like I wouldn't put much more than this on my face. I do think it is buildable, but I wouldn't build it to full personally. I think that this coverage looks really, really nice. And it is on the more natural side. Like, it doesn't look heavy or cakey. I wouldn't say that it feels incredibly lightweight, but it also doesn't feel heavy either. It's just not as lightweight as, say, something like their, what was their water foundation that they had out? That was so lightweight, but that's kind of what I'm comparing it to, which is like the lightest of light. So I think the coverage looks really nice. As of right now, I can still smell it on my face, but I'm gonna go ahead and take some flash photos, put on the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back with the rest of my makeup on, and as for the scent, I'm pretty sure I can't really smell it anymore. Maybe just a little bit, but I think things look good. As for the photos, not really surprised because I think Makeup Forever is like made for that kind of thing, but the photos look really good. Here in my studio lighting, I think you can see it does have that sort of undetectable natural look. And then in flash photo, I thought it looked good as well. There wasn't any major flashback. Maybe my face looked a smidgen lighter, but again, I'm in my dark bathroom taking a photo like less than a foot away from my face with no other makeup on. So here is the finished look, and everything that I'm wearing on my face will be listed down below. I do think that it looks good. It is the kind of foundation that I definitely would like to use a setting spray on, and I kind of wanted to ask you a question because in my reviews, I try and keep it as neutral as possible, but then there's also ways that I find that the foundation looks and wears a little bit better, but I don't know if that makes it unhelpful for the review. Like, I would love to grab for my all-nighter Ultra Glow right now, but I won't. But I did find as my oil started to come throughout the day when I wore this yesterday that it did look really good. So I guess it's just like a little bit more matte than what I'm used to right now, and I did want to like add a little bit more highlighter and things like that. So anywho, let me know what you think about that, about using setting sprays and whatnot in the reviews. But as for right now, I'm going to go about my day, and I will check back with you this afternoon in some natural light. Okay, home from the mall. Only thing I've done is clean my hands. I haven't looked at my face yet. I've had the mask on for about, how many hours? About 2 hours? Straight. It's a black mask, so I think I took it off for like 1 second in the change room. Let us see. And I was just editing my my February favorites. My makeup looks so good in that. I'm wearing this foundation. Lost a little coverage right here. It's definitely time for lunch. Want to say hi? Look, the babies are over here sleeping. Ooh. Ooh. Look at those toes. Oh, she's scared. Babies. Why don't you guys have a snack? Anyways, I'll check back with you guys this evening. Coming to you at the end of the day to show you how everything looks. And I think considering I wore a mask for quite a long portion of the day, and I was, you know, my nose always runs under my mask, I was sweaty, it's not pleasant. I think it actually held up quite well. I would definitely recommend this for normal skin to oily. I think if you're dry, you might find this a little bit too matte. I definitely prefer this with a moisturizing primer. I like it more when I can use a setting spray with it, but I do feel like it does have very good wear time. I will say it does look a little bit makeup-y on my skin, and I do feel like it did oxidize ever so slightly in terms of the warmness because it was already on the yellow side. And I did try the R's. I can't remember if there's any neutrals when I went to test it out at Sephora, but this was definitely the best match for me. And I think the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin is still a better color match for me. So I think that if you have oily skin and you're looking for a foundation for Makeup Forever, I think I still recommend the Matte Velvet Skin. This is just such a phenomenal foundation. This one looks really good. and it wears nicely, but I think perhaps it might be better for somebody who's going to be like filming or taking photos, which that's kind of what Makeup Forever is for, although it is, you know, become more of like a consumer friendly brand. I do think it looks nice. I will wear it for filming days, but I don't see myself wearing this on the everyday. Maybe mixing it in with a moisturizer or something like that, I may enjoy it more, but it does end up looking a little bit makeup-y in real life, considering the amount of coverage I get and the other products that I have that are more of like a natural matte finish or have a little bit more luminosity perhaps. This doesn't really have it. That's why it ends up looking more makeup-y, and I'm just not as oily as I was. So perhaps if you have an oilier skin type and the oils tend to come through a little bit sooner in the day, you may prefer the wear because it does hold up really nicely on the skin. It really has been through it. But just given the way that my skin is right now, the way that the weather is, perhaps I'll enjoy this a little bit more in the summer. But thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!